Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome back to another exciting week of Olympus Rises. I don't think I've actually ever solidified the name of this thing. I think I've named it like 3 different things. I know that's no surprise to anyone based on how I think, because names are horrible. I suck at them. However, without further ado, let's jump on over to this game. Hope everyone has had a wonderful week. And we will go ahead and jump onto Discord, where it appears all we are missing is Devin. Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty well.
That's good.
We appear to be missing several still.
Yeah. Will's at least in Roll20. Devin appears to not be anywhere. That's sad face. Let me hopefully rectify this situation. Hey, buddy? Question mark. Matt, since you or I are the attendees currently, please tell me how your week was.
Pretty good.
That's good.
I finally got some genuinely encouraging results. So that's good. Because I kind of and this will be a nice segue into how I've been spending my weekend actually. I kind of bet the farm on one particular idea, which I was pretty sure was going to work out to be correct, but it would have been a lot of effort wasted if it didn't actually wind up being true. And I got some pretty encouraging results in lab on Friday, so started the weekend off well.
That's awesome.
Which was also a fairly good birthday present, because I am now officially over the hill.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I hope that does not feel too old to you.
It really doesn't.
That's good. That's good. Hey, Devin's in Roll20. It's amazing. And in Discord.
Hooray.
Fantastic.
There we go.
Hello.
Hi. Devin?
Yes.
How's the new computer?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I was looking at one computer. I was looking at the computer, right?
Uh-huh.
And I could have sworn I saw a 1-day shipping option.
Okay.
Perfect. So then I go to checkout, and it's like a 20-day shipping option.
20 days.
Motherfucker. So
do they have to build the thing and then ship it
Do they
around
have
the
to
world
solder
twice?
the parts?
I think they have to mine the materials.
Holy shit. 20
But-
days.
So I'll have it November 9th or 10th.
That was funny.
Wow.
Mine.
Savage.
Yeah, that's... Get wrecked. Well,
Yeah,
that's going to make
so-
it slightly less fun for you, but that's okay. You can always just watch Twitch.
Absolutely. And also, I'll start off the session with some slightly bad news. Next week,
Okay.
I will not be able to play.
Okay.
All week or reschedule situation?
I'm moving. I have to be out of my apartment by the 30th.
Well, that sounds more like an inconvenience than a reason to really cancel the session.
Don't you play on a laptop anyway?
I do, but
Where's your
I'm
team
probably not
spirit,
gonna have-
Devin? Get it together.
If we did, I could maybe do Thursday night or something. Week.
Nah, man, do your
That'd be
thing.
about.
We can
That'd be the
figure
best I
that
could
out
do.
for sure. We can figure that out. My schedule, as always, is really dumb. And I do have a vacation coming up where there may be...
Words.
No, I'm looking... It's possible we miss 2 games in the month of November.
Oh, brutal.
Possible. Don't know.
I was expecting.
I'll have to
games
double check the
November.
plans. Yeah. So anyway, regardless, Megan or Will, are you guys alive?
I'm here.
Hooray! Didn't Will say that we should text him to make sure that he's awake?
I think he
find
said
it-
we should continuously ping his phone.
I find it hard to believe that he would have fallen asleep in the past 10 seconds, but knowing what I know about Will, and how he literally fell asleep while finishing a sentence one time, I feel as though... Should also send him a text message. Devin, other than no computer, how was your week, sir?
For the most part, uneventful. Not a whole lot has changed here, so
That's good.
I guess.
Except the fact that you're moving.
Yeah.
Are you moving back here?
I'm moving in with the future mother-in-law.
Oh,
now.
right. Still
Yeah.
down there until you guys figure out work situations.
Correct. But good news on that front. Emmy has a job interview with Nemours Children's Hospital.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You guys and your sugar mamas here.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I see
Nothing
nothing wrong with
I'm
this.
speaking I'm just voicing my approval.
Okay. Indeed.
No, there was some new news. I did get Battlefield 1 on Friday.
Of course you did. It's your favorite game of all time.
Is it
wouldn't say
any
that.
good?
Yes.
The pause indicates perhaps not.
Like, it's not bad. It's by all means not a bad game. It runs very smooth. The gameplay is smooth. But the I don't know. I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Battlefield 4. But
That's surprising.
I think it's a little too.
I know a lot of people who are like, Battlefield 4 was shit compared to this game.
I mean, it kind of. There's like, it really does encourage you to work as a team, and I like that. Like your squad kind of has to work together to get things done. Like in Battlefield 4, you could have one person who is your engineer class who could destroy vehicles by himself. Now you can't have one person. They don't give you enough ammo, and your ammo doesn't do enough damage to vehicles to kill a vehicle with one person. So usually it takes 2 or 3 people together, kind of thing. And then to take objectives and stuff like that, you have to actually work as a team to get it done. So it's kind of fun that way. But like the customization options and stuff is very extremely limited. I mean, it's World War One. You couldn't throw an ACOG and a broomstick handle and a different buttstock on your rifle and make it different than the guys next to you. Here's your rifle, and then you go shoot somebody with it. There's no options to adjust that.
I can see that being a positive thing, though.
It is. It's good and bad because it's very skill based. It makes you have to be better than the next person. You can't just have better equipment than the next guy. But
so my question is, does it still suffer from the whole, like, because being skill based is one thing, but skill based plus this person who I'm technically as good as, but have not played, 2 years of the game, and therefore have no unlocks, how bad does it seem like that's going to be? Because I never adopt these games early.
The unlocks really don't matter much in this one, because your different classes have different type of weapons, but the light machine guns, like, it's a lot of it is personal preference and on how you play the class. So if you're someone who likes to set up a bipod and sit way back off and just continuously fire rounds into a building until you get a hit, you can do that. Or you can run around and with the light machine gun and try to shoot somebody from 4 feet away and do that. So it's and then there's a different machine gun for each type of play style. So it's
I just know that in previous iterations it's been kind of brutal if you don't have at least, you just are resigned to being the absolute bottom of the board for the first multiple weeks, just because you don't have guns that can stack up to.
See, I've never really had that problem with Battlefield in general. Like,
it's also,
I think that's
it's entirely possible that I'm just bad, and that explains it also.
I think that is a Call of Duty symptom more than Battlefield ever has been.
Yeah, because like eventually everyone does find the gun that's the best in the game, like via fire rate / bullet spread / recoil. This one is the best, and then Battlefield will go in and twerk and nerf things or buff things, and like, oh, now this one's the best, and then everyone changes. So, Battlefield never really had that problem where, like, if you're first starting, usually your starting gun is a decent gun. They're not going to give you a piece of shit, and then you have to work your way up to something better.
And the other thing
is like they give you a gun that works, but then they have a gun that maybe this one works a slightly different way. And if you wanted to play farther back, now this one works better for you. Or if you want to play closer up, now this one works better.
And in addition, what I've seen is like when we're talking about unlocks here, like literally you could play 2 games and unlock a new weapon. Like it's not really
so
like
progression
locked.
Rate is reasonable.
Yeah, it's not locked behind like 30 games of Battlefield to get like the next gun or like anything like that.
And now for Battlefield 1, they made it even easier because, there's different weapons and you don't unlock weapons anymore. What you get is they're called war bonds, which is credits.
Right, and then you purchase them.
You use your credits to purchase with whichever weapon you want next.
Right.
As long as but you have to hit a certain level in that class to get all the weapons. But I only played like total this weekend maybe 9 hours, and cool. I can purchase all of the sniper rifles because I played mostly scout. But I've played long enough to purchase all the sniper rifles now. Right. I can purchase whatever one of them I want.
Yeah, exactly. It's not locked behind like a super big wall.
Yeah, it's not like you have to hit level 140 to finally unlock the last sniper rifle or something.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
So I mean, it's good. It's just I think there's a lot of I wouldn't say a learning curve, but I have to learn the maps, which you have to do on any first-person shooter. And then, but everything, right, like, because it was World War I, everything is in this gigantic grayscale. Like, most of the colors, like, there's some color here and there, but, like, I have a lot of trouble picking the enemy out. So if someone's, like, sitting on the side of the road, I'll run right by him, and then I get shot in the back. Because
Matt,
I just
it's not really a
because he's gray, and the road's gray, and the grass behind him is gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt, it's not a great game for the colorblind.
No, it sounds like they're putting it on an even playing field finally.
That's true.
That's
true.
It's just really easy for campers right now because a lot of people don't know what I'm looking for in an enemy player yet. So I don't know what to pick out of the scenery to realize, oh, that is a person and not a tree stump or whatever. So that's just going to take a little learning, but I mean, I enjoyed it, and it's fun. There's always fun moments in Battlefield. It always gets a little epic here and there. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I passed on that to just give my soul to Stardew Valley.
Yeah, tell us about Stardew Valley, Matt.
Stardew Valley.
Well, I finally got a Void chicken.
Yay!
So I can start making Void mayonnaise. I'm pretty excited about that.
So that's a new thing, by the way.
Because they lay void eggs.
Yeah, I have no concept of what that is.
Yeah, you lost me. I heard Valley and then Void chickens and make Void mayonnaise.
It's gonna be so great when Megan and I co-op that game because I know nothing, and I'm just gonna like accidentally on purpose fuck everything up, and it's gonna be fantastic because she just rages.
I've been trying not to read like any wiki article. Like I've been trying not to look stuff up because it's obvious that it goes pretty deep. But it's great. It's everything that Harvest Moon was improved tenfold.
Yeah.
Really good. But yeah, I had a cutscene where a witch flew over my coop and cackled and shot, I guess, witch dust, something, and then there was like this Lovecraftian red and black speckled egg in there, which is apparently a void chicken. That's about all there is to that.
Fantastic. I love it.
You guys aren't really lost. You probably.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing.
You have as much information as I have.
I don't even know what the point of the game is. So
to make the
bestest farm that you can possibly make.
Oh, okay, so
make all the money.
Simulator, but okay.
Yeah.
befriend everyone,
Yeah.
and
Get married and have
So-
kids.
get married and have kids. That's the game.
So it's a life simulator. on a farm.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically. Mhm.
Kind of.
Yeah. It's
I am
Animal
playing
Crossing on
as-
steroids.
I decided to play as Nathan Explosion, and I am on the death farm.
Yep.
So we're obviously going
Oh.
to just like brew beer and produce void mayonnaise, and I don't know, man. It's fun.
Seems great.
Well, Matt.
How many?
That sounds awesome.
What are the little packages called? What are they called?
Little packages.
The completion things.
Oh, I've got a couple of those. I kind of screwed up though because, like I said, I haven't been reading.
So you got rid of like a bunch of the stuff that you needed.
Yeah, totally.
First rule: keep one of everything. Matt. First rule:
Well-
Stardew Valley.
I'm
Yeah,
literally gonna sell
but I think-
everything. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna kill you.
So I'm gonna clean up my second year, but the first time around I missed several because I was one short of a thing, and now I have to wait an entire year.
Right, because it's all
to
based on
rectify
like
that.
seasons and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because I only have 4 out of 5 superlative pumpkins, I can't complete this.
Did
It's
you find
really-
the little cart lady? The cart with the pig?
I did, but she is a gouger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
I am not gonna abide with that.
She saved me once or twice, though.
Oh man, I'm not gonna pay into that. She's
She's
I will
everything
not
that's
stand
wrong
for
with
that.
capitalism.
yes, right.
Fantastic. Everything that's wrong with capitalism. I love it.
That is exactly it.
Fantastic.
It's kicking poor Nathan when he's down.
Yep. I like the concept of getting charged like $1,000 when you run out of energy or you run out of time and pass out. It's pretty.
That's
awesome.
okay. I'm gonna shut his business down. I'm gonna run him out of town.
It's fantastic. Megan?
Yes.
How you
I've been fine.
been? It's good.
I don't really know a lot that happened. Oh, speaking of games, yesterday, the boy convinced me to play Dark Souls for the first time ever.
Oh my god, please.
And I thought that I was going to hate every second of it. Turns out it's amazing, and now I'm obsessed with it.
It's
So, yep. So I played that forever, and he regretted that decision because then I wouldn't stop until I beat this one boss. And yeah.
What is this boy?
Yeah, that's a good point, Matt.
That was an amazing line of conversation that just occurred there.
And then they never addressed it again.
That was the best. Will, are you here, sir?
That sounds like a no.
Wow, I
Oh no.
think he may have actually like fallen asleep. He did all the things, logged in, and then didn't follow through. I'm very confused. He's receiving a phone
Well,
call. We're
Um,
gonna see if he answers.
so
Oh yes.
Hey, you guys hear his phone?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Will's out.
Wow.
That's amazing, Matt. His mic
I'm
is
having
picking up.
Please leave your message for.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, Will is asleep at his computer.
No, he's not.
Yay!
You're a son of a bitch.
He just wanted to mess with us.
He just wanted us to all hear his ringtone.
I was having flashbacks to our Star Wars thing.
Yeah, or Danny fell asleep.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
god,
hilarious.
That was amazing.
He legitimately snoring through the microphone.
Yep. I had to call him too. Well, Will, welcome. How was your power nap, sir?
Not nearly long enough.
Well, I stirred up a shitstorm at work today, so you can deal with that when you go in a few hours.
What did you do?
I may or may not have pissed our supervisor and manager off simultaneously.
I don't want to go today.
Go team.
Just wait till you see the read receipt email, and you'll understand why I was upset about it and decided that today was the day I was probably going to get written up. Yeah. My week has been great. Today was really shitty, obviously for reasons involved. But yeah, I don't like not having an advocate. If you're going to force me to do work, then I should have somebody that I could talk to about work. But when all that person supposedly does is make more and more demands of, how we should be doing our jobs and threatening us with corrective action if we don't do these extra responsibilities that are not within our job description, I take offense to that. And I don't need that job enough to stand up, to let that happen. So that's how I feel about it.
Is GMing that lucrative, Jordan?
No, I don't really need to work. Be nice, it's extra money. But I could just, find a part-time job 20 hours a week and be able to support myself. Anyway. Will, how's your week been besides that?
That's been about it. I've been slowly trying to kill myself at work.
Yeah, you've done 3 overtime shifts this week.
Yes,
yeah.
and regrets are had.
I have we took 12 call-ins today, so including some for your shift.
That was my follow-up question.
Call-in?
People who don't want to come to work, so they call in for it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because that could have
sure
referred to
Absolutely.
security calls, or it also could have referred to So I was just curious if everything literally went to hell, and the entire park was in upheaval.
Actually,
or
no. Park was
just...
great today. Park was fine. We didn't really have anything that big going on. Just some guy trying to hump SpongeBob. So.
Well, that's a normal Sunday, so.
And it was not reciprocal.
No. Her statement was she felt him, in quotation marks, touching her.
Well, that's just great.
Yeah, that's what happened. Was seen by health services for emotional damage, even. So that's just...
Wait, hang on. Was
Wait, SpongeBob or
SpongeBob was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see now.
Yeah, are you tracking now?
Now I got it.
Okay, good. Well, speaking of things that are probably inappropriate, let's talk about nanite-controlled lizardmen zombies real quick.
Oh.
Yay!
Speaking of emotional damages.
Yeah, speaking of emotional damage, but first, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say no one probably completed any goals.
No.
Okay.
Not if we're still in the mine. Nope.
Wait, no, I think I did.
Did you now? What was your goal? Let's take a look at Mr. Boomer.
Be attacked by lizard men.
Let's see.
Yeah, I completed the second one.
I somehow I got on the psionic disciplines. I was like, what the fuck is all this?
Ignore that. That's for later.
Okay. Yeah. That's where your planning
What?
is. Yeah, no, actually, you totally did. You totally did complete all of that.
For the audience, are we allowed to know what all of that is?
Well, not all of it. He doesn't know how to. But discover blueprints, plans, or tech inside of the mandate was a completed goal. And I think that one probably was just a matter of survival, not necessarily of being that hard in particular. So I think that you can go ahead and have you've had it since 13, I believe we're on session 14 now, right? Aren't we? Or is it 15? I can't remember. I'm bad. I think that you could probably have about 350 for that one.
Okay.
Awesome. Anybody else have any goals they completed?
Nope.
No.
And
I think the rest of us, we have like 2 slots filled up with different variations of get the hell out of this place.
Yep.
That's basically what's going on. So let's talk about warehouses. So when last we were here, you guys had actually let's do this first. So let's talk about our map here. So the map, you guys had explored the armory, and you had explored like the top, the third level here, or this level, basement level 1, for anything significant. You guys didn't find really anything significant on the basement level itself, and then you decided for your second room of the day to search, quote unquote, you were going to go check the supplies room, which turned out to be this large warehouse. A couple of you found some pretty damn cool things in here, including a forklift.
Snacks.
And snacks. However,
Oscar's very excited about the snacks.
During your search and hunt through the place, you discovered these creatures, and they're not so pretty. They are very clearly cybernetically enhanced to some degree, and they also very clearly have. Why can't I select this? What's going on here? They also very clearly are like of the ancient Abul race, which is the native race, which is basically like lizardmen. There's a couple different species and whatever, but these are clearly like the big kind of hulking brute type lizardmen. And yeah, they've clearly been like infected with these nanites, or these nanites are controlling the cybernetic portions of them, which we had some foreshadowing with some of the holovids that we had found previously.
Mm-hmm.
And they were attacking you. And the big revelation kind of at the end of last session was the one that Fortune had put a bullet into his brain, had just gotten up and began to move again. It seems like maybe killing him more than once is going to be required, or maybe killing them in a certain manner, but it doesn't seem like a simple round to the head is going to do it here, unfortunately.
Got it.
So, maybe it requires, maybe their vitals are in their torso, perhaps. But since you guys don't use hit location, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense mechanically. Let's just metagame it for a second there. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, you do what you can, right? Leave nothing back. So it was their turn. It was actually at the beginning of their turn.
Yeah.
And so these things are going to do a thing. So, Go, you just came flying up in this giant forklift thing, and shining your bright light all over the place. And so, what may scare actual creatures and beings, probably just aggravates these particular creatures and beings. And so this one right here, and they can move a bit farther than you guys, but he doesn't even need do it because you're 10 feet away. Now this is totally encased in glass. I did tell you that, like the plastoglass or whatever, the super strong, like, need to be able to withstand the crushing weight of something falling on top of you. He's going to run up, and he leaps onto the window, and he begins pummeling it, trying to get in. And I'm going to roll a I think I'm just going to roll an attack roll for this guy. AC being 10, obviously, because it's not stationary, so we'll say it's a 9. Enemies, humanoids. Alright. So, we're going to attack with our claws. AC 9.
Love the sessions where we just jump straight into combat.
Yeah. So he just rolls a 1. He just jumps up there and he just begins like clawing at it like a cat, but he's not using any like blunt force to try and get in it.
Wait, if it's like a cat, perhaps he's just playing with it before he.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. He's got that playful scratch. Like.
Yeah.
And Gogo, roll me a tech med check, please. There's a reason I want tech med on this.
What attribute?
Wisdom.
Intelligence? Oh.
Wisdom. Yeah, a 9's definitely good enough. So you see that there appears to be a substance on this creature's hands, similar to a lizard. When they are running up walls and sticking to surfaces, they have like a goop almost that's comes from the pad of their claws or their feet, legs, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, it looks like this thing would be very hard to shake off based on like your knowledge of basic anatomy of how creatures and stuff work. Which is also probably why they're so good at climbing, right? It's gross. It's gross. For sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Gross is a good word. And now, Oscar, you are the thing in the line of sight when this guy over here gets up with a bullet hole in his head, and he is going to charge at you.
Doesn't have to charge far.
He does not. He charges at you, and he is going to attack you with his claws. What is your AC, sir?
3.
AC of 3. That time I rolled better, but not quite good enough.
Whoosh.
So he slashes, and you nimbly just dodge out of the way and remain unharmed. Which brings us to Fortune. It's your turn.
I'm going to shoot a thing on a forklift.
Okay, alright. It's on the other side of the forklift, so it'll have cover.
Please don't shatter the glass.
Yeah, it'll have cover. So it'll get -2 to its AC.
Then I will move first to give it not cover. Can I do that?
I mean, we'll see how far. You can move 10 meters. So yeah, you can totally just run up, like, you can start running basically alongside of the forklift, right? At this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can get it to where it doesn't have cover, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I would like to do then.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They're immune to bullets, just punch it into submission.
Well, the other one hasn't got up yet, and I did punch that one in the face.
He did.
That's what I'm saying. All evidence points to the fact that they need to be punched out rather than...
I forgot you can't move your own token.
Yeah, I can.
All right. I'm like sitting here like, I'm holding this arrow for him so he can move his token. Cool, awesome. So yeah, you're gonna take a revolver shot at it?
I am.
Excellent.
They have AC 7 still?
They do. Yeah. Excellent. So
Bing.
you... And it just blasts through its chest cavity and just... You see this, like... Boomer, you probably see this the most. You probably see, like, a spray of, like, fluid. It doesn't have the consistency of blood. but fluid extrudes from the other side of it as the revolver just pierces through its hide, and it just is sailing back, probably thrown a little bit forward, and it is appears to not be moving anymore.
Hooray!
And it's your turn, Boomer.
Okay. Boomer is going to take a moment to. He's going to enter a Boomer-like rage state. Since his combat shotgun is actually on a sling, he just kind of lets go of it, and probably starts one of the most horrifying displays anyone else has probably ever seen. As he deftly, almost with experience, draws the vibroblade from his belt.
Oh no.
Vibroblade, ha.
I noticed.
No,
I wasn't going to correct you.
No, that's not that's not what I was saying. Oh no,
Yep.
to.
He is going to throw himself on top of the lizardman and just repeatedly stabbing into his chest cavity until his entire forearm disappears
Sure.
into the meat of this thing.
Yeah, so I still need an attack roll because you still have to pierce its armor, or its natural hide. But it has effective AC 10 right now because it is a stationary object. It is not
it's
moving.
meat.
Yeah, it's meat. But you got to pierce the meat even
With your vibroblade.
with your Star Wars weapon.
You know what? I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if the GM says it exists, it does.
Ah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
So you just begin just pummeling this thing, just stabbing. There's guts getting ripped out of it. More of that fluid is kind of flying out too. It kind of has like an oily consistency, but it's not like thick like oil is. The closest thing I could relate it to that maybe you know is like kind of like transmission fluid almost. It appears to be
we need to drain them.
like what it is. Yeah, there you go. You got to bleed them out.
Just use the lower function on the forklift to squeeze them dry.
Yep. There you go. That must be it.
Well,
We
if
figured-
we
don't
get
worry,
rid of
guys,
the lubrication fluid, they will
Yeah.
seize up eventually.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
they'll start running hot and then just seize.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's Hiapo's turn. Oscar, he's afraid to take a shot with you, like embroiled in
I know.
combat with this.
I'm always in between him and a target.
You kind of always are.
But
so
he
I
first. He has movement action, Jordan.
He does. Let's see. What is he gonna do? I think that he is going to. Yeah, he's probably gonna try and edge his way past you. Get to right there almost. And he kind of turns and he probably is aiming his semi-auto pistol in your direction, Oscar. Do you tell him to take the shot? He's looking to you for guidance. You can see his hands shaking a little bit.
Totally.
All right, he's gonna take the shot then. And let's see what happens. Hiapo. AC 7. Nails it.
Ooh.
So he shoots it, and the round flies into the creature, buries itself in the shoulder area. And you see a little psst of that fluid-like substance. But the creature is not down. It turns to address its other target, but is clearly more worried about you. About to cut its head off, I'm sure.
Let's see that scimitar go to work.
Yep. Slice and dice.
All right, slice it up. Let's see.
I rolled it.
Oh, you
You
did.
did.
Yes. Sorry, I missed that.
And he sliced and diced.
Excellent. Yeah. So how do you kill this thing?
I bisect it.
That's your go-to.
Just crotch to chin.
Yeah, that's your go-to.
So it's still one piece, but it's 10 feet long.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Totally.
And it just collapses in a heap at your feet.
Beautiful.
Go-Go, Roll me a perception check with wisdom, please. Yeah. So Go-Go, you've stopped the like forklift, right? I assume because like Boomer's right in front of it, and you're not going to run him over. So Boomer appears to have that one well in hand, and you look out the window to your left, and you see this one is getting up, and looks like it is going to attack Fortune from behind. This one right here.
Yeah. Margo's gonna back it up and then ram into him immediately into the shelving unit right there.
Absolutely.
Everything is just fallen quiet, and then we hear beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an actual backup little bell that's going on. Yep, it's gonna be great.
Yep. So you back it up. Yep. Good. Great. Good.
Fork him.
Yeah.
Just straight into him.
Sure.
And push him straight back into the.
It's not going to be very
unit.
hard. It's going to be a 6 or higher on a vehicle grab check, and you can hit him. He's not prepared for this. He's just getting up. So 6 or higher vehicle grab, you can totally just slam him into the shelving unit.
You know, if we just have Go-Go scoop them all up and pin them
Hell
down, it'll be fine.
So you actually slam him, and the metal bar that's in between the two like actual prongs of the forklift hits him like right in the waist area, and it just fucking shears him in half. And you see like the light from his eyes kind of twinkle out, and more of that fluid falls to the ground, just sound. And the top half is like resting, like arms like over the prongs of the forklift, but the bottom half of it is like on the ground. And after a few moments of you guys continuing to hack and slash and look around, it appears that these things are no longer moving. Whatever was possessing them to continue to rampage has abated.
For now.
For now.
I've fallen for this trick once, not again.
Boomer's still stabbing it.
Yeah, Boomer doesn't stop.
Fantastic.
You know what? I think Oscar just makes his way over slowly and like puts a hand on his shoulder.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
like Boomer.
I was sitting there watching the whole thing while reloading. Like, he needs to get some stuff out. Have fun with that.
Yeah. You guys are in free action, by the way. You guys can move around, do whatever you want, drive your forklift around.
Backs it up.
Yeah. So Oscar just he waits and he says, "Boomer, I think they're dead."
Boomer's got like drops of this fluid like on his face. It's like dripping down his cheek. Mm-hmm.
It's like covered in viscera.
Did Boomer just try to attack?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
Who'd you try to attack? Oh.
No, he's continuing to attack the thing that's dead, but he's struggling.
Okay. he's having trouble holding on to the knife at this point, I would assume.
He's so slimy.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, someone can make a roll to see if they know anything about this viscera or know anything about what's going on with it.
Oscar already made his assessment.
Yeah. Yep.
Margot's securing the perimeter.
It's clear that Matt doesn't know the rules as well.
I know. He
Does
doesn't
everyone
know
else?
the rules, man.
What rules?
You're supposed to move at least a little bit slower so I can surprise you with things, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm
just looking.
I
I'm just
know
looking
there's
for
nothing
my-
else in here for you guys to bother with currently.
I was just looking for my
Yay.
refrigerative
Box.
luggage.
Do you want a box? Here's
Oh yeah.
a box for you. You ready? Congratulations, you have a box now.
Great.
Look, now you
Yeah.
even have control of it now. Congratulations. You can move your box around.
Great.
So now that me and
I can't carry it, so I'm gonna work out my inventory while you guys do stuff.
Right. You can also give it to Hiapo. Give some items to Hiapo to carry.
No, I know he's doomed, so I'm going to be very careful about what items I actually hand to him.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So, in the aftermath of this, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm just gonna let watch as Boomer finishes his stuff, because
I think at some point Margot would hop out of the forklift and like go put a hand on Boomer's back and just be like, "It's over. Just stop."
It's dead, Jim.
Out of curiosity, would you say it in English or Russian?
Oh, it would be in Russian. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I think that would be enough. That Boomer actually just, like, on the very last stab, it just kind of stops and just kind of blinks, then looks at Go, and then looks down at what he's done, and just slowly draws the blade out of the creature.
The sound of like grinding metal on metal as it pull it out.
And he just kind of sits there for a second, still covered in the viscera, just knife somewhat in hand until like his fingers are just loose enough that it clatters to the ground next to him. Well, I don't think he's going to be getting up, right?
I think a spark flies from like one of the chest things.
I punch it.
Yeah, right. It's just like.
Margot looks at it, looks at him, just shakes her head.
I probably throw in. I think you got it.
Good job, Boomer.
Boomer takes just a minute and just puts the knife back in his belt. Just takes a deep breath. Doesn't move to like wipe off the viscera or anything. Then on his second deep breath, he begins just trying to study the cybernetics that have been attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
that were at some point attached to it.
Right.
I mean, this one's kind of a mangled mess, right? Like, it's hard to kind of determine anything from this one. There are a couple others, though, that are not so mangled.
Okay, so Boomer slowly stands up when he realizes, okay, I should probably approach this from a scientific point of view then. Comes up to this one and just, like, drags the upper half across the floor for a moment.
Sure.
Dissection is a fundamental scientific process.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, pretty much
dissection.
At that point, just starting the dissection, studying the cybernetics and the way they've been added and how it's grafted. And
so
he's methodically tearing it apart until it stops him.
Here's the issue. You know nothing about these creatures.
Everybody's got to learn from somewhere.
You know nothing about their anatomy. You know nothing about what their physical makeup is besides what you can see. I think that the only thing you can tell, like, kind of on a glance, is that very little of this, if any, seems biological.
Okay, in that case, Oi, Hayapo, come here for a moment.
I think you see him over here, in the light of the flare from Oscar. You see him over here. He's bent over this creature up here, and he just waves a hand at you, and you see like his other hand is like busy at work on that creature up there.
Okay, the upper section that I have, I'm dragging towards Hayapo.
Sure. Yeah. You get it over there, and you can see he's pulled out his knife, and he's made like a precise incision along the I'm putting this in air quotes, skin of the creature, and he's kind of like folded like layers of it back, and you see him like as he picks up a layer, he's got gloves on, by the way. As he picks up a layer, he kind of traces some things inside of it, and you can see that like he's pulling out these little wires that appear to be laced through like the skin of this thing, and he's pulling them out. And he's inspecting them. He's pulling them out again, and he's like muttering to himself as he's doing all of this.
I set the horizon to record, and just recording everything he says.
Sure. Yeah, but it's in a language you don't understand.
That comes later.
Right. Sure. What's everyone else doing while this interaction is going on?
I would like to search now to see if I can find something useful and not something that's going to kill me.
Well, your search last time proved nothing, and you found only the thing that was going to kill you.
Okay.
Jordan, was I able to slip that servo into my pocket? You said that we would discuss it later.
The servo was part of the creature.
Okay. Was I able to cut it off and put it in my pocket?
Sure, yeah. It was like the big thing in the chest of it, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
Is you saw the servo and you shined your light on it and realized it was much more than just a servo. It was an entire thing, question mark.
If I could cut off like its arms or something where it's quite obviously the difference between its anatomy and cybernetics,
Yeah.
I'm taking it with me.
So the problem becomes encumbrance.
I will leave crap here.
Yeah, unreflected, like, imagine
Yupo.
carrying a gorilla's arm around. Right? Like, imagine carrying that with you. That would be about the same as a rocket launcher, right?
Yeah.
Be pretty reasonable, I think. Legs would be the same, just to you know, keep the like. That's the thing, right? Like, what are you sacrificing, to obtain some of this stuff?
Okay, so right now I can still carry 4 encumbrance of unreadied material.
Okay, so you could get like an arm and a leg. They also have tails.
Do the tails look like they've been modified in any way?
This whole thing looks modified. None of this thing looks organic. At least on the inside. There are parts of it on the outside that look organic, but most of it looks like it is completely decked out in some way.
Okay, I'm lashing a arm, a leg, and the tail.
Okay, sure. All being 1 encumbrance each, so you have 3 more items of encumbrance.
So at this point, I think Oscar had been making his way over to ask Boomer if he could carry some rations, and he sees him like strapping dead bits of this thing to himself, and he just turns around and goes over to Fortune and Kogo to see if they have any spare space in their packs for supplies.
I can carry.
He's like waving a med kit and some las patches and such.
I can carry anything after the rations and stuff that I found in my search. So I'm out.
Fortune.
Yeah, I have to shoot some more stuff first.
Have you guys been counting the
Yup.
rations you've been leaving? You've been eating?
Yeah, I have. I'm down to 2.
Yeah, I've been counting them off, but then I just got like 5 or whatever from that last
Yeah.
thing that I found. So.
Okay, cool.
I think at some point Margot would take one of the vials that she's been carrying around out of her pocket and compare it to the gunk on their hands and to the stuff that's coming out of them, and just casually see if it looks anything like any of that.
That seems like a good plan. Upon inspection, just like a visual inspection, which I won't make you roll for it, it does not appear so. To like get a real answer, you might have to use Boomer's Horizon, but maybe that's not because again, remember, this is pretext stuff, so Boomer's Horizon may not even comprehend what it is, but it could at least, perhaps, on a good enough roll, give you at least, like, the chemical makeup to see if they're similar, but they do not appear to be similar. The liquid in the vials appears to be, like, much more viscous than the liquid that is all over the floor at this point.
Okay. I think that, yeah. Gross.
There.
I think that once, Boomer is done slashing body parts, she would probably ask him eventually. But for right now, she's just kind of curious.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. I think that's a good curiosity to have.
Hiapo. How much does he have left for spare encumbrance?
He's got technically he's got all of his encumbrance left. But as soon as you guys decide to use some of his encumbrance, it's gone.
Okay.
He's the wild card, right? He's the ace
true.
in the hole.
Actually, upon further investigation, I think I have 2 encumbrance I can give.
Oscar tosses you a medkit.
I hold medkit.
Okay, so that's 2 encumbrance. Can you do that?
Yes.
Sweet deal.
It goes in the backpack.
Yeah, cool. So Hiapo's over there muttering to himself, and finally when he does take note of you, Boomer, he turns up, he says, "Oh, hey to Boomer."
Hi, Oppo.
He says, he kind of like laughs nervously. He's like, this is good dream, man.
Oh yeah, the very best. As I'm lashing cut off severed limbs onto my backpack.
Yeah, he's like, this kind. It looked like the real thing.
Yeah, it did. Did you want to take a souvenir? You know what? Here, the one that I'm like dissecting, I'm actually gonna lay its jaw out and curb stomp the back of the skull, and pull out several of its teeth, and then give them to Hayapo.
Yeah, I think he flinches, but he kind of like turns back towards the body that he's looking for, or that he's looking at. He's like, this is my life's work. This right here, it's proof that they did exist.
You just curb stomped Hiapo's life work.
And I'm about to make a puka shell necklace out of its teeth. If Hayapo doesn't seem interested in the teeth that I have obtained, I'm going to obtain more and keep them for my own souvenirs.
Hiapo is very clearly in shock, like 100%. You, as a person who knows something about medicine, I was going to say medical professional, but that would be incorrect.
I think we've just demonstrated how incorrect.
A medical enthusiast.
Yeah. As an enthusiast of modern medicine, you recognize the signs. Like, he's like a little bit clammy, and he's like constantly like wiping sweat off, and his pupils are completely dilated, and he's fidgety and he's shaking, but there's something.
Is he hyperventilating?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but there's something about how he's like reacting that it's not just shock. There's also like excitement mixed in there.
Okay,
that's called adrenaline.
I'm gonna give him a couple of moments and then slowly pull him away.
Yeah, no, I think that if you try and pull him away, he's like, he kind of like shrugs off your hand. He's like, I have to study this.
All right, in that case, I push him onto his fat ass and make him sit there for a minute. And I tell him to calm down.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and try.
Okay.
This should be fun to watch.
I'll remind you, Hiapo is based off Hawaiians, and pretty much all they do is wrestle for fun because they have nothing else to do on that island. And I'm not
I grabbed the
being-
If you're
popcorn.
telling me that Boomer can't figure out how to get a Hawaiian who's in shock
I'm
to sit
not.
in
I'm
his
not
ass,
actually being racist. I was actually told this by my PG in basic training because he was Hawaiian. He said all they do is wrestle, fight, and drink, and that's all they do on the island because they have nothing better to do with their lives.
Are you talking about Hawaiians or the Irish?
I feel as though the small island people are similar
Yeah,
in some regards.
pick an island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pick
The
an
answer is
island
yes.
that is tiny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me an athletics check based on strength. Yeah. No, you can't push him over. You go to push him and he just grabs your hand, and it's you feel immediately you're outclassed. He just pushes your hand away very gently but firmly, and he begins to continue working.
Meh. I feel like he has this then. I'm going to continue work on my own specimen.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I would draw Gogo's attention to it, though, because she is the more medical of the professionalized nature.
I'm not
Believe it or not.
Yeah. So Gogo, you were approaching them anyway, right? To see about your
Yeah, I was.
to see a man about a thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Gogo gives or Boomer gives you the head nod, eyes back and forth, head nod.
Yeah, I crouched down. Trying to take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, so Hyapo is very clearly busying his hands with doing whatever he's doing here. He's inspecting every little piece. You can see he's pulled out a little his compad, and every occasion he'll just type something into it, and then he'll continue working what he's working. But it's at a feverish pace. This is a big moment for this man. Knowing what you know about Hyapo in the past couple of days, his life work is archaeology on a bull, and here is the closest thing
Hello.
to. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I must have just dropped out. Pardon.
Here's the closest thing to a living object of his research. His entire life is laying right here in front of him, mostly intact. Cybernetics aside, it's the same general physical makeup, or at least profile, of what he's been researching his entire life. A big deal here is skin coloration. That's not a thing that would probably be in the textbooks, right? People basically guess, just like they do with dinosaurs. We just recently found out dinosaurs may have been making quacking noises instead of roars. To find something like this is almost like finding the mammoth frozen in by the North Pole or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Margot would not want to interfere, really. Not that she would have much to add, but I think that she would toss one of the vials to Boomer and just say, are you looking for something else to do?
I could? What's this?
I found it a little while ago. Can't seem to figure out what it is, but I think you could, maybe.
Huh. Oh, well. Alright. Hey, I did just equip this bioscan. Alright, let's try this.
Yeah, I know you did.
Use the bioscanner
I'm
on
aware
the
of the things.
viscous fluid.
Yeah, roll me a tech. Technically post-tech, because
Tech
you're using,
fluid.
Yeah, you're using the
Unknown liquid.
tech level 4 bioscanner to obtain information about the tech level 5 fluid. But since the object you're using is tech level 4, use post-tech. So, yeah, tech goo. Yeah, there you go. So you're not gonna.
I'm actually going to use my.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, use
This
my.
could help us a lot.
Sure, yeah. Use your reroll. No problem.
Can he use last hour's reroll?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, how are we marking the hours?
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, you are for sure able to get a chemical makeup, and some things pop out at you right away. It probably takes like a good like maybe 5 minutes or so for the thing to process, because again you're on you're on battery power. You're not like plugged in. Doesn't have a whole lot of processing power like in the device itself. Hooked it up to a larger system, it would obviously work faster with this kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the next upgrade.
Right, exactly, processing power. However, what you are able to determine immediately is, based on the chemicals that are known, because there are some unknown chemicals, like unknown chemical agents inside of this vial. Based on the chemicals that are known, you would expect this to be extremely volatile. Like, it should be exploding right now. Devin, it hurts. Yeah, the chemical makeup of this is basically the equivalent of mixing some bad juju with some other bad juju and watching a reaction occur, but for some reason it is in a dormant state. Maybe it has to do with those other chemicals you can't identify that are inside of this thing, or maybe there is some type of trigger that has to be used in order to activate whatever this is. But yeah, definitely you think that, like, first of all, you're not sure what the container is made out of and hasn't melted yet.
So would it seem to me almost like the properties should not only be volatile, like say nitroglycerin, but also possibly acidic?
More acidic than nitroglycerin. More like sulfuric acid type properties.
Okay, I share the surmised findings.
Could I argue that if I look at like his readout from a medical perspective, I could maybe glean some different information than he got from his scan, or no?
Sure. Roll a tech med. Based on the data that he rolled. And he rolled well, so it'll be easier for you to determine, because he's able to identify a lot more things out of it.
Intelligence, right?
Yes, intelligence. Okay. Actually, what I should have done is give you assisted, so that should be an 8. Since his roll would have assisted you. So that can be an 8, which is great, because an 8 is what you wanted.
Okay.
So you can identify the fact that there are some things that are quote-unquote bad for you that actually work in a medical sense, right? Like, for example, nitroglycerin is prescribed for people with heart attacks, right? So just because the substances are volatile either together or in their natural, like, singular state does not necessarily mean this is not a medical substance of some sort. In fact, I think an 8 is enough. Like, you would relate it probably most based on what it looks like to perhaps a penicillin type substance of some sort. Perhaps a vaccine, or perhaps a something of that sort. Would probably be what you look at most. Because, like, it's very clearly something that's designed to kill something, right? Like, that's pretty clear with the nature of it, but it does not appear designed to kill, like, living, like, actual complex organisms. However, what it targets would require finding some more information on what these unknown chemicals are.
Sure, and all 3 of them are identical?
Yes.
Okay. I would obviously relay that to Boomer, my own assessment of it, and then just kind of pocket him.
Yeah, sure.
Until we found more info.
Fantastic.